Hi, my name is Natalia and I'm coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. That was a long time before from the time when I sit here and talk with you last time. I recorded a vlogmas every day from 1st to 25th of December. Yeah, but I didn't record a regular podcast, and today is already 5th of January, 21st, and yeah, it's evening already, so I set up light because I was actually pushing every day next and next and next to actually record the podcast. So I decided that's now, or I don't know when. Denmark went to the strict lockdown again. Schools locked even for youngest kids, so now even my son is at home. So now I have two kids at home, and I'm continuing to study because I have exams. And yeah, and just my husband is going to work almost all around this globe. So yeah, hey. Yes, but now about knitting. I'm planning to record a video about my Make 9 in last year and my plans for this year, but I think I will do this next week. But this week I will just make recap of what I made lately and what I'm working on now. So I want to start from my finished objects, and yes, now I have my notes with me so I can tell. So last thing, but I didn't show my podcast before, or maybe showed as a work in progress, was Croco Head by Valentina Krishina. The head look like that, and it was bottom-up construction, so you need you start here down and then you go in with ribbing, and there's instruction how to do this. I don't know how you call this. So I think the name is telling us that it's connected to crocodiles, but my son really like dinosaurs, and I think that for me it's connected with dinosaurs also. So I need this like a dinosaur head for him. And yeah, I have plenty of this yarn. I will put in the description how it's called. This is, I believe it's 80% acrylic and 20 wool, and it's like heavy filigree weight yarn. I don't know if it's even still in market, if you still can buy this yarn, because I got this yarn from recycled yarn. How do you call this? Thrift shop. Yes. Names, words are escaping me. Yes, and I have plenty of this yarn. I believe I get like 8 balls, and for this 8 50-gram balls. So for this one I use one and get in another one, and yeah, like this is look quite small, but because it's 2x2 rib, it stretches quite a lot, and it can be on me, but yeah, I will don't put this. It look quite nice. I will put the link to that pattern. It's on Ravelry, and it's in English and in Russian, I believe. The woman who made this pattern, she's from Russia, but I know Russian, but I need from English pattern because I just used to this. It's more easily for me as figured out what actually was told, yeah, in Russian. So yeah, I think it's great pattern and quite fun. There's a lot of people who need this for adults, but I think it's great hat for kids. Nothing, instruction is very clear and not hard. So it's basically 2x2 and just have this wrist here for do this. Yeah, but quite nice and was quite fast. So yeah, I'm happy. So that is my finished objects number 1. The second finished object was Hermione Beanies by TK Knit Design. I test knit this hat and I'm wearing this quite a lot. This is alpaca and wool blend, and it was the pattern called for decay, but this one is like heavy decay, more to worsted, but I get the gauge with this. I guess it's because of alpaca. It's really, know how you call this, smooth. So yeah, this was top down hat, and I really like this construction of hats because I feel like you always can try and find out when it's enough, because my head is quite small. Normally when I'm doing the hats and pattern even tell like it is small, it will still be too big for me. So I actually really like the top down patterns, then I know when I should stop and continue increasing, and then I know that hat will suits me good. I will try to put the picture of me wearing this, or if you followed me on Instagram, you already seen that hat because I finished this still in December, the same as this hat. So yeah, I'm really happy with both of them, and this pattern already was released, and it's have I believe it's have 5 sizes, and one of them have more how you call this, pearl rose, so you have more ribbon here, so maybe it's going more tighter, but I choose the smallest size and it was in this pattern, and I'm really happy with that. I was wearing this, I don't know how, that was mostly had what I was reaching for after I knitted. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. First I didn't knew that the camera didn't show the color right because I'm using light. It's darker and that even not closer to that. It's like, it's more, on the camera it's more yellow, but actually it's more like taupey color. So yeah, I really like this and I can recommend this. It was really fast knit. I think it took me like evening or 2. I don't have so much time for knitting now, so maybe 2 evenings and the hat was ready. First I was scared of alpaca content because normally I don't think I'm allergic to alpaca, but it's not easy for me to wear this. I feel like it's scratched, I don't like it, but this one is really nice. And again, I don't remember yarn band now with me, so I will try to put link to what yarn it is in the bottom, or on my project page on Ravelry you also can find to that. Yeah, can recommend this pattern, it's really nice. The next thing what I finished was Christmas socks. Here in Denmark it's kind of like tradition to have Christmas, it's not evening, it's like meeting with the people who is not your family, but, or maybe it's family but not really close, not that what you are going to celebrate Christmas with, but maybe close friends. Or before this year, all companies what you was working for was having this julefrokost, it's like Christmas dinner. Yeah, this year because of corona restriction, all of this wasn't allowed, but we was allowed to meet up to 10 people. So we invite our friends from the city where we bought, where we lived before, and they come with present, and I get yarn at the present, and one of the yarn was Christmassy sock yarn, so I decided to make Christmas socks for myself. I talk about them more in my vlogmas, but yeah, as soon as I have time for some new project, I cast them on, and they was I believe I finished them a day before Christmas, so I actually had the time to wash and vlog them before wearing this, and I actually wear them for Christmas, not for all day, but yeah, sometimes I'm trying to put them on the soft blockers right now to show you. The yarn is self-striping and have stellina in that, so it's like sparkle self-striping yarn. They look like that. I really like them, so I tried to match them. The yarn coming in one ball, so I tried to match them, and I think I made quite good job. If you see, like, there's maybe a row difference in the toe, and yeah, and the heels are really different, because first I went with, I take another color and make heels in red colors, but it wasn't good enough for me. I didn't like it, so after that I cut that yarn out and pick up the stitches around that and make after sewed heel. It was long time after I make after sewed heels, yes. That was the pattern what I start socks with, but after this I figured out that there's with short row heels I don't need to deal with yarn after this anymore, so I have just like beginning of the socks where I should wool the ends, and then cast off when I also should do this, but other of this there's no yarn. And with after third heel you also have yarn when you start in the heel and when you end in this, so yeah, it's look quite cool. So I basically, after I was finished with the socks, I just cut it and insert that yarn what was just going after that, and after I was finished here with this dark red burgundy color, I've started another heel here with that, and then continue, it was like from here, continue with dark green and to green. Yeah, so that's just heel what's not matched, but I really like. Other days I like this, and for me it's look much better now as that was with the red heels, and I really like this. The yarn, oh, I took the yarn with me. Yes, sorry. So the yarn look like that, and it's yarn from Lana Grossa, and it's called Mail and Wait Christmas. It's looked like that before, but my yarn tag get broken. Yeah, so that was 100-gram ball, and I have almost 50-gram back. There's almost no chance I can make matchy socks, or like the stripes will match, but I can do this with shorties or I don't know, smaller socks. My son asked about this, but I don't know if he will actually wear this when it have the sparkles on. So I believe I will need this, and then it will just slide there in his drawers, and he will don't wearing this. So yeah, maybe I will make the socks for my daughter, but that then they don't have a chance to be I don't have a chance to match the stripes then, because we have the same size of shoes. So yeah, but it was really fun to make the socks and was cool. And it's I was drawn to order more Christmassy sock yarn, but I stopped myself because I realized that my sock drawers it's full. I have drawers with the socks and it's full. It's not like big one, it's small one, but it's full. And I don't think I actually need that much socks. So yeah, I don't know how that will go, but for now I will try to don't make socks for myself this year. I will try to make socks for my son, my daughter. I make the Christmas present for my parents this year, and I make them socks as like something handmade in, and they really like that, especially my mother. So yeah, I will try to find out if size was good for them, and I will try to make more socks for them during this year. Yeah. My husband and his father also get socks this year for present, but now my husband tell that he has 3 pairs of knitted socks and it's enough. So I guess he let me know that he don't want socks anymore, but he told that his father liked this. So I will basically try to ask again if he liked the socks. If yes, then he will also get on this list for who I will be knitting socks. But I will try to don't knit socks for myself. I feel like I can have more of shorty socks because I really like them, and I have just 1 pair in normal sock yarn and 2 pair in with yarn but have cotton in, like cotton sock yarn. So yeah, maybe I will make some shorties for me, but no normal socks for me this year. But yeah, that was 1 pair, and it wasn't all socks what I need until now. So this year I participate in Secret Santa game, and when my present arrived, I was really surprised. I didn't know what I will get, because we actually make exchange between people in Facebook group. We don't know each other. We are just people who like to knit and who are from Ukraine. And this was an initiative from one of the girl in the group, and we decided to play it. So we said how much money we should spend on the present, and we sent the present to each other, and that was really fun. So that what I got was sock yarn, and it's hand-dyed self-striping matching sock kit. So that was 2 balls, 2 cakes of yarn, and it was Christmas edition. So it's like green and red, and it's basically different shades of this red and green. So the stripes are changing colors. So I decided to cast on socks as fast as I was ready with previous socks, and that's what I get. So if you can see, the stripes starting green, you can really see the difference in the green, because it started from this like brownish green and go to bluish green, if I can tell this, and I really like them. So of course I didn't make them to Christmas, but we also celebrate here Christmas when it's in Ukraine, and it's 6th of January, so 6th and 7th in January. So I will have a socks for Ukrainian Christmas this year also. I really like them. And because I have size European 37 of legs, so, and I don't like really tall socks. So I basically was left, this was 100 gram, and I basically left with 50 gram more. So I easily can make one more pair of socks. So I'm discussing between this and this yarn. So one will be a socks for my son and one will be a socks for my daughter. And next year they will have a Christmas socks. Yes, so that was all my finished object. No, it wasn't all my finished object, but it was almost all. And again, forgot to tell this. This socks, as the previous, I also make cuff down. It's construction what I really like. Okay, that's not true. I like to knit socks toe up, but I cannot find any cast off what will match stretch what I'm getting with German twisted cast on. That's really stretched and it's easy to put on leg and it's look nice. Like everything is perfect about this, but when I'm starting socks with toe and going up, any cast off that I tried for this are or not enough stretch or too stretch, and then it look like fluffy on the top and not holding. Yeah, I tried tubular cast off. I tried some another cast off, I don't remember right now, but for now I didn't find any of them. So normally I'm just trying to start with cuff and go down and find out how much exactly tall I would like my socks to be. But yeah, that was really fun, the project. And my last finished object, it's missing buttons, and I didn't wool the ends yet, and I didn't make any pictures yet because of all this. But that again was test knit, and it was a cardigan. I don't know the name what will be in the end for this, but for now I look on a designer page and it's called Oval Lines Cardigan, and designer name is Takako Takiguchi. Yes, that is a cardigan what is made a top down and it have cables. It's really like classic looking cardigan. Yeah, I hope I will make a picture and will put them right, because like that you cannot see anything right, how his little color don't look right. I cannot put the shape nice, but it's like top down cardigan with the cables and rip. And yeah, I knit this I hold yarn double and I knit this and trying to find the yarn. Now I found it. So yarn look like that. Yeah, that is like real color of yarn. So that is again Smoke Sock Reloaded Merino, and it's finger in weight yarn, and pattern is called To Held I believe 2 finger weight together. So I just hold this double. That was needle what I used for cables. And knit the cardigan, and I really like how it looks. I really like how it feels. I like this yarn. I washed this and blocked it already. I don't have any buttons for this yet, and yes, again, because we are in lockdown, I cannot actually go to shop and look how that will look with the yarn. And I'm kind of like struggling to pick up some of the buttons from side and just hope that that will go together nicely. So I didn't make it yet. Yeah, I think I should just order some buttons and hope that that will good. With that color, I believe that some wooden buttons will be really nice. And yes, my wardrobe is really missing some cardigans. I was mostly knitting the sweaters, but the cardigans is something what I really need. Yes, so I hope I will can insert the pictures of the cardigan. If not, then just go on my project page and I will insert them later, because I don't know when I will put this video on YouTube before I make a picture or after. Yes, so that was all my finished objects, and now we will go for whips. The first one and the biggest one is this crocheted blanket. I started this blanket in 2020, but I started this already when we was in lockdown, I believe. I don't remember exactly, but that was less than a year as I was working on this, and I wasn't working on this consistently, so that wasn't a project where I was working every day. But this year, yarn and fluff is everywhere. So this year I tried this. It should be for my son bed, and this year I tried this on a bed and saw that there was missing a count, and there was 30 rows missing to actually right size for the bed. So I decided to push myself and went through these rows. So I had the basket with the yarn, what was good for that, and I basically just went through this and was picking up the yarn and was making as much rows as I had the time for that. And now it's almost finished. It will be really hard for me to show how big it is even if I will stand. So that's the end of a blanket, and then we going and going and going again and again and again. Yes, that's quite a big blanket. My son has single bed, but I decided to put the blanket in the way that it can hang from the bed, not will be just on top. So it's more than I can reach, and I'm like, I think it's almost 2 meters wide, and I don't know, maybe 250 to 70 long. Yeah, now the problem is that I still didn't move the ends. So all these ends all over, and I actually want to make I-cord and knitted edge all over of this blanket, and I really want to make this in this neon yarn, but unfortunately I don't have any left. So I know the yarn would look close to that, and I post in some Facebook group that I'm looking for that. There was some people who tell that they have this, but I still didn't get any strict response that they will send me this yarn. So I don't know, but I actually really want to have like neon I-cord edge all over this blanket, so I still will wait for this yarn and find out how it should go. Yes, so this blanket is almost finished and I'm really happy about this. So I had 2 blankets in the work this year, one this and one my cozy memory blanket. And this I can cross out, just put the border on this, but I don't need to store this in a basket anymore. So I can just put this, wait until I get the yarn and finish this. So that's all. I still count this as a whip because it didn't get the border and it's not in use yet. Yes, it's one. The next thing what I was working, it's again a test knit, and it's this time a test knit for Katharina Clark, and it's a sweater. It's 3-color, a colorwork sweater, would call it Noctiare. I believe I can show the pictures because she have the pictures on her Instagram, and I will put link on picture of her Instagram if I find out how to make this. Yes, I will try to show how my sweater is looking for now. It's on a needle, so I cannot really stretch this, and it's look like that. It's like butterflies and moon's cardigan, and don't know how good you can see that, but I really like it. The 3-color work, it's quite hard to knit. Maybe not for all, but for me, because when I'm doing my color work, I'm picking up and dropping colors, so I still have my yarn all just in the right hand, and every time I'm changing the color, I'm dropping this. If the pattern have 2 colors and repeats quite short, then normally I will have 2 yarns in one hand and then we'll just change between them. But the pattern has 3 colors and some floats are really long. Yes. So now you can see that some floats are really long. So I'm actually dropping and picking up the yarn. And the yarn what I'm using, it's again for lighter and darker color. It's again Reload Merino. And this is my number 3 contrasting color. I don't know how to show you this now. It's like mainly green with many colors, but like that it looks just like full of different colors. And when I'm knitting this in color work, you actually cannot tell like it's mainly green. It's showing just different colors together, but I think it's working right because I'm using this on the butterflies, and I think that's completely good color for butterflies. First I ordered another yarn, but it was too light. It didn't work like contrasting color. I like to have contrasting colors what look quite similar, that it's not that high contrast, but with that what I had before, it didn't work out. I just felt like that. It didn't work out. So that's my color number 3. And I really like this. And 2 another colors, it's like light gray and medium gray. and I really like this. The pattern what I'm wearing now, it's the Twigs by Junko Okamoto, and I believe that this sweater will have something like similar fit like that, and that's the sweater what I'm reaching mostly for now, so I'm looking forward to knit this. But oh, and this colored yarn is the yarn from Unicorn, and it's merino wool with polyamide, so it's 75 wool and 25 polyamide, and it's have 400 meters. So yeah, I'm looking forward, but I'm nowhere close to finishing this sweater. I separated for the sleeves not long time ago, and I believe that there's 2 butterflies pattern repeat more. They're different, but they're like butterflies, and I'm on second, and the sweater have like 4 of them, so I have plenty work to do. But yeah, I'm really happy how that is going. And again, I'm test knitting this, so I'm trying to hurry this up, but yeah, 3 color work don't go in that fast as I hoped it will go. Yes. Oh, I actually figured out that I had 2 more finished objects, but I didn't tell about that. But it just dishcloths. I get both of this yarn like a present when shop opened, so they was given some present bags, and it was cotton yarn. I mostly don't knitting with cotton yarn, but I like dishcloths with that. I had just one at home, so I decided that I should just make some, but I didn't like when you make the dishcloths. First what I made, it's like you cast on 3 or 5 stitches, and then you first increasing, and when you have done you start decreasing, and I don't like this. It's still holding this weird shape, and every time I wash this I kind of like need to stretch this right, so I decided to just cast on normally and make this like a square. It wasn't washed or blocked, and I didn't move any ends, but my dishcloths look like that. It's like just simple square in garter stitch, so I need every row like right row. And yeah, this yarn it's 100% cotton. It have 75 meters per 100 gram. And first I thought that another my yarn is the same, but actually it wasn't. It was 105 meters for 50 gram. So I cast on more stitches for this dishcloth, and if I will compare them, they are like, it's a little bigger as the first one, and it's look a little looser, knitted a little looser, because I use the same needles, just cast on a little more. For this one I cast on 46 stitches, and for this I cast on 54 stitches. Yes, but now when I show this, I will basically just bobbin the end, and we'll put this in kitchen. We'll even don't block this, because why? Yes, but that was 2 dishcloths what I didn't tell before in a finished object, but they're finished. I call them finished. Yes, that was almost all. I have last work in progress for now, and it's a socks. They look like that. It's almost rainbow have like green, blue, purple, orange colors. It's look quite rainbowy. So I got this yarn just from like a big supermarket. But I was looking for this long time, and then when we was shopping for New Year, I saw this on offer and decided to get it. So I bought 2 balls, and these socks will be for my daughter. I decided to don't make socks for me. And yes, I need the leg and make a toe ready. It's a short row toe, and then I will just go for leg and toe. It's quite easy to knit, and now when I'm preparing to exams, I'm reading a lot, and this knitting in around, it's quite nice for me to concentrate on what I'm doing, and I don't need to look on my knitting. And this dishcloth I basically knit also like that, because I was just knitting. That wasn't pearls, it just knit and knit and knit every round, so it was quite easy. So I believe I will finish with this sock quite fast, and then we'll just ask my parents how they like the fit of their socks, and we'll cast on some more socks for them. Last thing what I want to talk about is my cozy memory blanket. Yeah, there is no chance I can show you this big things now, but I can put the picture, or if you follow me on Instagram, you basically already saw the picture. Yeah. During December, I had 2 advent calendars. I had one advent calendars when each of participant was need to hand die 25 minutes, and then we swap them. And one advent calendar, it was when we was during the year, we had 4 quarters, and we was swapping the yarn on each of them. So we basically had like 4 swap partners with what we exchanged 6 minis, and in the end we had like 24 minis. So I had 2 advent calendars, and every day I was putting 2 squares in my blanket. And yes, I had like 1 extra skin, because one advent calendar was going to day 25. So I basically put 48 squares, and after 24th I decided to keep up with that and put 2 squares each day. So I was doing this, and I'm trying to continue in this throughout the January. So I continue this. I really wish this blanket was finished this year. I have already plenty yarn. I'm putting 1 yarn not once, but 2 or 3 times, just in different places in the blanket. I think it will be hard to see, and even if that's my blanket, I'm deciding how I put in that. And I really wish to finish this blanket this year. I thought northeasterly blanket, and I'm really drawn to start one of that, but I told that I don't start before I finish this blanket. So I will try to put my work in that. Yes, so other than that, that was all of what I was recap from the last podcast. Now I will try to do this every 2 weeks, because if not, then I'm running into a problem when I don't remember already what I was knitting. Oh, it was that long that I already don't remember what I told, what I didn't. Other than that, I hope you all have nice Christmas and nice year, and I hope this year will be much better as previous. Yes, happy knitting and see you next time. Hi.